Hey, back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
Welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real with Najeh Wilkins. Happy Friday Eve. Hope everybody's having a great start to the week, and we're almost at the end of the week yet again. Big time game we got Friday night, Grayson and Archer. Today I'm going to have on Walton receiver Cam Loyd. Going to talk a little bit about the season. He's been tearing it up, 898 yards, 10 touchdowns. Been the go-to target for Jeremy Hecklinski this season. Then second segment we're going to get into Ashton Moore, who, I mean, you want to talk about guys that's taking a big step forward. I mean, I was thoroughly impressed with his tape. I don't know how the guy's not ranked when it comes to stars. You're going to see that later and see just how impressive and how much growth he's had from freshman to sophomore year. We're going to get to that. Got a player to analyze from Parkland, Florida. A guard, Jahmeer Beauzil. We'll talk about that. And then the third segment will conclude with the top headline, Travis Terrell from Creekside. The athlete, he just announced his top 10. And then he's going to have a commitment decision December 13th. So we'll talk about that as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on wide receiver Cam Loyd from Walton. What's going on, Cam?
What up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
I appreciate you for having me, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I want to go back to a point, man. I interviewed you over the summer in Hoover, Alabama. I was really impressed with just how, you just always open, man. So just talk about the summer and how the rest of that summer went after that tournament and, some things you just worked on.
Ever since that 7-on-7 tournament that we had down there in Hoover, we went right back to the basics. We went right back to working on, releases, full speed routes, getting off press, attacking man coverage, attacking zone coverage, making sure we get on toes. Everybody got their chemistry back right, We kept our composure, even though we were winning and everything. But, we were just going back to the basics, just making sure that we're great at the fundamental stuff and the basic stuff so we can be excellent in
For sure. And then you talked to me a little bit about you and Jeremy and just kind of how back in the tournament, how he would just take, his phone and then he would point out certain things you guys would run and just that connection and how you guys built it and then just how that's allowed you to get better. So just talk about the connection with Jeremy and, how that helps on Friday nights, being able to get those intricate details and being able to know what you need to do in order to be open and just be successful.
Well, every day in practice, we do our little indie period where we just work with the receiver coach. We just work a little releases, jogging some routes, making sure we get our steps right and everything. And then we go into routes on air. So, me and Jeremy, we'll work on some concepts or some routes that we know that we'll run in the game. And, we'll practice it over and over. We're running against our scout defense a lot. And we just make sure we get the timing down. So in the game, it's just like second nature. Everything just comes easy. We're right on page and we're right on point and go dominate.
Yes, sir. And then I want to talk about just junior season, right? You were second in receiving yards. This year, like you just turned it up more. Different parts of your game are starting to stand out. The route running was always there. The speed was there. But it just seemed like you got more of a control of it now. Just what has been your biggest difference in your eyes you've seen from just your junior year to senior year?
Definitely just playing with more confidence. Last year was my first year actually like playing with Walton. I was still adjusting to everything. I was adjusting to how the play style, I was adjusting to everything, how Walton works. And I mean, I wasn't playing with full confidence at all last season. I mean, I would have some good games, but this year I feel like I've taken control. My confidence is up. It's through the roof. I've been working hard. I haven't stopped working hard. Just kept my head down, working. Uh, everything's starting to pay off, and the shine is finally here. Is what I've worked for, but just keep my head down, still grinding, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I got. It's just I feel like I have more confidence now. So with more confidence, you play better. And it just affects the whole team around you. Everybody will start to play better. We'll all start to connect and be one as a team.
Now, for those that don't know Cam, this is how he is, man. I got to interview him. This is before he got all the praise and shine that was well-deserved over the summer. He was just still kind of just underrated. So if you guys don't know, like, Cam is the same person. Whether he gets the praise, he don't. He just puts his head down every day and just works. But, Cam, I want to talk about that clip. I'm sure you've seen it, Real Analytics. Man, you were clocked, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was 21 miles per hour just on a big-time touchdown, man. Just, like, when you out there, are you really running as fast as it looks? Like when you running that full speed, tell me, like, how does it feel out there when you going? Because you're just so smooth with it, and then you're moving, though. So, like, tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, dang, lagged.
Can you hear me?
Can you repeat that last part? It had like a little internet lag.
Of course, yeah. So I was saying, like, like that Real Analytics clip, right? You move, I think, 21 miles per hour, probably faster, right? But you just look so smooth when you running. Like, are you really running as fast as, like, you did? Like, when you in that mode and you moving, like, how does it feel out there?
Oh, well, it really comes from the confidence, like I was saying, it plays a big role. That game probably wasn't my best game. It was some moments where I needed to be there for the team, and I didn't execute how I was supposed to, or I didn't look a ball in all the way. So it was really just the coaches and the team, still lifting me up even after a bad play or a drop ball. They were letting me know it's all right. You got the next one. Like, just keep your confidence up. You can kill it. You can go out there and do you. So, I mean, when I caught that ball, I already knew. Because the running back on the other side took the other linebacker. So I just knew once I made my man miss, it was just me and whoever. It was just me and green grass, and whoever was in front or trying to chase. I just knew I needed to outrun them because my team needed a spark, and I just felt. I mean, we work on form running. We work on agility after practice, even though after we run and we're tired. We just make sure that we always prepare for, when we're tired, or like just making sure that we're the fastest on the team, like we're the best on the team in like every aspect. And so, I mean, I was just thinking about the form running that we worked on, but we do it so much it comes as like second nature. So it really picked me up. It picked my speed up, and yeah, then I outran the angles, and I was able to celebrate with my team after we scored. It was a big spark that we needed, a big score, and yeah, I hit 22 miles per hour on that.
Yeah, man, you was moving, man. I mean, 22 miles per hour, man, that's fast, man. So you kind of attribute just obviously you had the speed before, but just the agility training and kind of like the off-season work you did with the team and kind of, day in, day out, just continue to hit that. You credit that for the speed.
Yeah, also in the weight room, we work very hard in the weight room on like our tempo, our explosiveness out of our like if we're doing squats, we make sure we're explosive out the squats. We work on lunges, we work on a lot of hip movement, hip mobility, help us get that full stretch and that full
Yes, sir. Well, it's two games that stand
extension.
out to me that I want to talk to about with you. I want to talk about the opener, right? Your coach has always said the big three. You guys got a chance, obviously, this weekend to hit goal number 2. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But just the Grayson game, right? You guys firing on all cylinders. The offense just is humming. Just what was it like being out there? It just seemed like y'all weren't rushing anything. Y'all looked at calm. You knew where the reads were. Jeremy did. Y'all making plays in the open field. You, Wyatt, Jordan, Bam, Bry, everybody's just making plays. Just what did it feel like just playing in that game and just in that atmosphere, kind of that nightcap at the Corky Kill?
It was unreal off the rip. Like, even though we were there last year, I don't know, this year it just felt like we were all closer as a team, like as a brotherhood. So when we came out there, like, we knew that we were gonna win. Like, we had the feeling. Me, Bam, and Wyatt, we were talking before the game. Like, we already knew we were gonna run the game. Like, we knew that they were gonna try to stop Carr, so we knew that we was gonna have to step up. But that we already knew that we was up to the challenge. Bam making those two great catches, one for a touchdown and one to put us on like the 1 yard line. Wyatt coming up clutch. He's playing offense and defense. Actually, they both were. And we were all just making sure we was looking the ball in. Jeremy making the good reads and all. But we just knew we were going to control the game because we were never going to let anything that happened. We were going to overcome all adversity, and we were just going to control what we can control, and make sure that we execute every play, and that's what the outcome showed how it did.
For sure it did. And then I want to talk about the big game against North Cobb, right? I mean, you guys, that's probably the hardest game you faced all year, the biggest adversity you faced all year. You guys are down 21-0. So just what was the message from Coach Bruner? What is he telling you guys? I mean, these guys have won 3 straight on. You guys want to beat this team. You know that the region's probably going to have to go through them. So what's going through you guys' head when you're down that big margin?
Well, so our defense was doing good the whole game, and so our defense, while they were still on the field, right before they got that stop to let us go out there, we went and like under our tent, our little offensive tent. We were just all thinking to ourselves, we were like, we've been in this situation before last year. We haven't been in this situation this year, but our head coach, Coach Bruner, he's been doing a great job of preparing us to overcome adversity, no matter what happens. To make sure that we come into the game like focused 100%, and no matter what happens throughout the game, we're still focusing on. And so, we just needed a spark. We knew that the defense was going to get a stop right there, and Jeremy looked at me and was like, "We need a spark." And I was like, "I got you," and all. And so, we ran that play, and I got the ball. You just hear the coaches, they just like, "Run, go score." And so, I just did what I was told to do. I followed great blocks. Bam had a great block on the corner on the outside. I had my lineman coming in. So I was just running behind my blockers. It was like, it was a game-changing play. But, we needed that a lot. And it just started the spark to the whole thing. The next drive, the defense went and got another stop. And then, the next play, another long touchdown. Caught the slant route, made the first man miss. Me and Bam were like running into the end zone. And then you can just feel the momentum shift. You can feel North Cobb feel defeated. And you can just feel Walton like we were just going up constantly. Like we weren't letting anything. We were overcoming all adversity. And we just knew that we were going to win that game. And we just made sure we kept our head down, stayed humble, stayed focused. And, outcome. It was what it was. I feel like there was definitely some things we could have cleaned up. But, offense needed a spark. The whole team needed a spark. Luckily for me, it would be me to provide the spark. And after that, we were rolling. It was a great game. It was a very fun game. But we knew that we were going to win. It was just a matter of when everything was going to shift and how we overcame that adversity.
And just to elaborate on that a little bit, you talked about playing like just in the big games. Do you think that's just helped you guys? So if you face that, obviously that was the toughest test this year, but if you guys face that again, let's say, it's 14-0 or you just face a Summit versus 14-7, you're down. Do you guys just take confidence knowing, hey, we already played against some of the top teams in the country. We played against some of the best teams already, and we've done it, and we've come back and we've had that spark, and we've come back and made big plays and won games. Does that help you going into, potentially postseason play?
Yeah, because like I said, our head coach, he makes sure to let us know that he lets us know before every game that the other team, they will make plays and they'll do some good things. and we'll do some good things. But it's about how we respond and react to the good things that they done. You know, not hang our heads down or be defeated or any of that. We're gonna go back out. Like if their team was if they scored on our defense, the offense gonna go back out and we're gonna score for our defense. And our offense and defense, we have each other's backs, and we also, we just always know that as long as we play together and we play as one and play for each other and love each other, we can trust each person to do their job, and we can trust each person to do their job, and we don't have to worry about anybody else because we're gonna do our job, they're gonna do their job. Everything works out how it's supposed to. Offense will go out and score, defense will go get a 3 and out, a pick, a fumble, anything like that. And so we just make sure that we always keep our heads up, and we never try to, if a mistake happens, we never try to bring anybody down. We always try to lift them up, and we try to keep them on their best game. So, mistakes happen in a game, but it's about how you respond and react.
100%. And then I want to talk about just some of the injuries you guys faced this year, right? I know White, I believe, had a broken hand. Jeremy's been leaning on you heavily. He's been leaning on Hunter Tills. Just what was I guess that conversation, or just what goes in your mind when hey, you're missing one of your brothers out there, but you got to step up and come up big for your team in order to help, kind of lead them to victory. What kind of goes through your head when you see that?
Well, if they're hurt, they're definitely on the sideline with their jersey on. They're still a part of the team. They're still a part of the huddle. Whenever we're about to go out for a drive, they always make sure they dap you up and be like, "Hey, even though I'm not out there, you still gotta go 100%. We still gonna play for each other, even if I don't have my pads on. I'm still out here supporting." And so, we always just take that to heart. And we always play for each other. Like I said, we play for each other. We love each other. We're a brotherhood. So if one missing, the whole other 60, 70 players that we got, we're going to make sure that we play for that one person. We try to come out. And, we trust each other. We love each other. So whenever we have to step up, we know what we have to do. It's just about if we're going to go out there and execute and dominate how we're supposed to. And because we prepare for things like this, and if it's sometimes it has to be somebody that's younger has to step up, or somebody else just has to move a position, something like that. We prepare for everything so that we just know what we need to do, and we're just gonna execute and dominate.
100%. And then I want to ask you, just I know this is your senior season. Just what has been your favorite just memory so far, one in your varsity career, and then what did you just enjoy most about just this season, strapping it up every night with your brothers and going to war, going against other opponents, and being able to play at a high level?
Can you repeat that last part? My head cut out again. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, man. No, I was saying, just what's been your favorite memory so far from your, your varsity career, if you had to say, and then what have you just enjoyed most this season? Just going to war with your brothers, playing on Friday night, strapping it up, for this final season.
My favorite memory was definitely the opening to my junior year when we were in the bins, because we had a lot of doubts coming in to they were like, oh, just a 5'8" receiver, probably not going to do anything. There were just a lot of doubts and a lot of overlooked. But, Coach Bruner, Coach Cooper, receiver coach, and Coach Jones, the offensive coordinator, they were just letting me know. They were like, don't listen to any of the media, any of the doubts. We know how you are. We know who you are. You know who you are. You know what you're capable of. Just go out there, be you. That was probably the most confidence I've had from last year and this year. I went out and performed very well. We didn't come up with the win, but, we should have. I feel like we had some things that we had to clean up, but we were definitely more prepared this year for anything than we were last year. But my favorite thing this season was definitely after North Cobb, because we had a great celebration in the gym after. The vibes and the energy was just unmatched. I just feel like this team, that was a game that made the team really come together as one, because we were kind of like spaced out, especially like when we were down 21-0. Like some people were hanging their heads down, but it was more people lifting each other up than bringing them down with them. And so that was probably the most memorable from this year. I just feel like we so much as a brotherhood and as a whole team in general, coaches and all. And yeah, I think. Well, I mean, we're gonna have plenty more of those this season because the plan is to go 15 for 15, and so that's what we're trying to do, accomplish.
I already know, yes sir. Talking to Coach Bruner, I know you guys got big expectations. You guys been playing really well, and I just want to take it back. We talked about the clip with real analytics, and that helps you get a Navy offer, man. So just how cool was that to kind of, be able to see that come through? I don't know if you were in talks with them before that, but just how cool was it to kind of just land that Navy offer and kind of just be on the radar? You cut out again?
No, I got you. I'm good. Well, right after the game, or probably the day before, Thursday night, Coach Green, he called me and was just telling me how much they liked me. They've heard good things, and they were gonna let me know if I was gonna have an offer or not. Probably after the game, and so I really wasn't worried about it because, I always talk to Coach Bruner. He's like, just be patient. Like we don't want to be distracted by anything out there besides dominating and just doing what I do. And so, a little bit after that clip came out, it was a lot of coaches texting, following. It gained a lot of interest, gained a lot of new connections to people. And the following day, I had to go to Mississippi for an emergency for my family. And, it was also my grandpa's birthday, so we wanted to celebrate for him. And then I got the call from Coach Green. It was a FaceTime call. We were there, me and my dad and my grandpa. And, he was like, he was asking how my grandpa was and all because it was his birthday. He told him happy birthday, and then he was like, "Oh, and I hope this makes his day." He was like, he asked me to give him the phone. We gave him the phone. He was like, "I just want to let you know this is my birthday present to you." And then he was like, "I just want to let you earn an offer from the Naval Academy." And, we just all went crazy. It was a lot of stress, and it just felt relieved because all the hard work is paying off. And I mean, that definitely made my weekend. And just right back at it on Monday. I didn't let it phase me, of course. Like, they're getting a lot of praise and everything, but we just want to keep our head down. We just want to keep working because we want them to roll in. But we're more focused about this team and going 1-0 every week, and we just want to dominate.
Got you. Well, I got just one more just regular question, and I want to ask some fun stuff just to kind of talk about that. But I want to ask you, like you mentioned about the 21-0. I remember talking to you this summer, and you just mentioned wanting to be a leader for the team, right? Lifting up your teammates when they're down. In that moment, are you taking that kind of upon yourself? Like, guys, come on, man, let's get going. Like, I know you mentioned, like, they looked at you to be the spark, and you sparked them up, and then it just got going. You guys started coming together. So in that moment, when it's 21-0, and it's like, oh, man, our back's against the wall, are you going on the sideline? And you're like, hey, guys, come on, let's get going. We still in this. Like, what's going through your head? What are you doing in that moment when you guys were down?
So I remember we got in a group huddle before we got on the field, and we all just dapped each other up. We all gave each other a hug. And we were like, we finna turn up. Like, we finna turn it up. Ain't no more 3 and outs. Ain't no more going to the red zone out scoring. We was like, we know what we got to do. This team thinks they're all big and bad. They think they're bullying us right now, but we know we outworked them. We're gonna be more disciplined out there. We're gonna work. We're gonna turn it up. The defense got our back, and so we need to make sure we have theirs. And that's what we went out there and we did. But we were just making sure that we just kept each other. Like we were just like, oh, you got it next time. Like, don't let it phase you, or just catch the ball, look the ball in. Tuck on, hold on tight. Just things like that. It's just little things. You don't got to say too much to be a leader or encourage somebody. You just gotta. We usually lead by example or we lead by action, but the small kind words also help. So that's just what we prioritize and we mainly focus on doing.
Got you. Well, all right, man. I gotta ask some fun stuff, man. Now, so I talked to you in the summer, and I asked you what was that pregame snack, man. And you said the nerd. You said the nerd gummy cluster. So I gotta get an update. Is that still the pregame snack, or you switched it up a little bit?
I switched it up. I'm not gonna lie, it's turned into an everyday thing, but not just pregame. But I've been killing Oreos lately. They've been up at the top of my list. But I got some right next to me right now. I just eat on them just for a little snack. But pregame, I usually go through like a little 6 pack of them. Gatorade, some liquid IV, also with our pregame meal, and then but the gummy cluster's still in the mix, definitely. I still make sure I chomp down on those sometimes, but you know, yeah, that's
I
just it's
got you.
still Oreos really jumped to number one, but the gummy cluster they still there.
They still there. So are you getting double stuff? You getting the regular Oreos, the golden ones? Like which ones you eat? Or are you just eating the regular ones?
I mean, lately for October, Oreo be coming out with like seasonal ones. So I've been eating the ones that got the little orange cream, the little Halloween ones.
Okay.
Those probably my favorite, even though they don't taste. I mean, even though they taste the same, I don't know. They just taste better for some reason. But that's usually what we've been killing on lately.
Okay. So I didn't ask you this in Hoover, but I want to know like if you trying to like put on a good fit, you trying to whatever, you trying to hang out with your buddies, y'all going out, movies or just to a nice little festival, whatever. Like, what's your favorite pair of shoes to put on or to wear?
Definitely the Alexander McQueen's. Yeah, I rock the McQueen's any chance I get. Going to see my old football team, Hillgrove. I go to one of their games. I go out to the mall. Going somewhere with my friends, going out to eat, anything like that. I definitely try to throw on the McQueen's anytime I get. Probably with some jeans or like a little Nike Tech fit with a little hoodie, something like that. But I love the McQueen's. And I also rock some Yeezys, some Jordans. I try to rotate a little bit.
Okay, got a little rotation. You can't, like you said, man, you can't go wrong with the Alexander McQueen's, man. So you got to put those on. Okay, what's kind of just your hobbies outside of football? What's some things you like to do? I know you said going to the mall, kind of seeing your former team play, but you in the games. Obviously, we'll talk about music in a second, but what else you like to do outside of just football, just to kind of unwind?
Lately, not gonna lie, we've been on that Fortnite, man. We've been on that Fortnite. We get on after practice.
Okay.
We get on like sometimes if a day we don't have school, we'll go watch film, we'll go lift, we'll go take care of football first, and then we'll use like the rest of the day till practice. Probably get us a little snack. Me, Jeremy, Bam, Daniel Calhoun will load up on Fortnite. You know, just probably about like making memories, just having fun. Before everybody had to go off to college, but. We've been on that Fortnite a lot. We go out to eat a lot. Like days after the game, me, Jeremy, and Bam will go get something to eat. We'll go try a new spot, or and we also just hang out at people's houses a lot. That we just prioritize team bonding over here. So sometimes we'll come watch NFL games at our friend Mason's house, or we'll watch a UFC fight. And, we just prioritize team bonding. That's just a big thing that we do.
Gotcha. I'm surprised y'all still play Fortnite. I've talked to so many high school kids. They're like, man, I don't play that no more. They're like, that's for the little kids. But that's kind of refreshing to hear that still some that I've talked to still play it, man. I used to play it too back in the day. But I kind of stopped. You know what I'm saying? So y'all probably would kill me on it. But I want to ask too, man. Just who's your just favorite musical artist out right now? I know you mentioned song, kind of pregame song in the summer that it was kind of a go-to. I know you said Rilo Rodriguez, his one of his songs. But what's your kind of best musical artist you think that's out right now and kind of go-to song?
So lately we've been on more of the underground rappers. Our football team, and it's an artist named L5.
I've been hearing him so
Like,
much.
yeah, letter L5. Or as another rapper, his name Lil Ray. He actually reposted one of our football videos. We used his song in there. He reposted it. He was messing with it. So we make sure that we bump a lot of Lil Ray. We bump a lot of L5. But my favorite song right now, probably by Lil Ray. It's called Election Day, or it's called Diablo. And then for L5, it's called You a Fool.
You a
And
fool.
it's just a lot. It really just gets you going. Sometimes you in the car with your friends, you throw it on. You in the locker room, you throw it on. You can just be chilling. You throw it on. It's just a lot. I don't know. It just always gets you turned. It always gets you lit. And we always trying to have high energy wherever we at, projecting positive energy at all times. So L5 and Lil Ray really get you in that mode. So that's what we've been bumping lately.
All right, I'm gonna have to get him a listen, man. That's about. I've talked to about 20, no, about 30 players this year, and I've heard L5 probably about 25 of them. So I'm definitely gonna have to get him a listen, man. I've been hearing that a lot. But all right, man, two more, and I'll let you get out of here. One more fun one. I know you mentioned you, Jeremy, Bam, kind of just going to different places and obviously, going different spots to eat food. So, what if y'all get a big win, man? What's that post game meal, man? Where y'all going to go eat at? Where y'all going to go, like, kind of celebrate the win? I've talked to some players. Some people say, like, Waffle House, All Star Special. But what's that kind of post game place, and what's the meal you getting?
So lately, what I've been doing is, after a game, I'll just, like I said, like my friend Mason House or my other friend named Caleb. I'll just order like a little pizza. Me, him, and his family, and some of the football players that'll be over there. Usually, we do go to Waffle House, but we've been trying to lay off of it because usually it's packed with all the fans, all the student sections in there. It's usually packed, so we probably can get your food for like another hour or two. So we usually order a pizza. But me, Bam, and Jeremy, we just a food spot. What was it called? It was called Roasters. Yeah, Roasters. It was called Roasters. And, me, Bam, Jeremy, we went in there just like my grandma cooked it. It was too good. It was just, I didn't know that it was like one of those types of places out here. It was like a soul food spot. It had everything that you could want it. I don't know, but usually, yeah, we try to make sure we go out, get something to eat. Just talk about the game and just like I said, it's just about just making memories and all, and just celebrating with your boys.
For sure. And last one, I'll let you get out of here. Just, big time game this weekend against Osborne. You guys get to clinch the region. I know your coach always says win the opener, win the region, and then win the state title. So just what do you guys need to do to come out with a win in that one, continue kind of just trekking forward, and just get to where you guys ultimately want to be and kind of hosting that state championship towards the end of the year?
Well, so every week, the start of the week, we try to focus on not going against the opponent, but we just try to focus on getting better as a team. And we always that we're going against a faceless opponent, no matter if they're good, bad, we always just want to go out there. We want to execute anything that we do. We just want to make sure that we're good and we execute to the best of our abilities, and we go dominate whoever's in front of us, no matter who it is. It could be an NFL team if we wanted to. We just try to make sure that it's a faceless opponent. We try to make sure that we go execute, do everything that we can, go dominate the game. And with a W every time, but we got to just come out. We have goals every week. We got special team goals, we got defensive goals, we got team goals. And we just try to make sure that if we hit every one of those, then we have the best chance ever come out with the W. So we just make sure that we just focus on making sure that we can hit those goals and making sure that we've prepared throughout practice and everything just to make sure that we can hit those goals and come out with the W.
Yes, sir. Well, Cam, thanks so much for spending this time right before practice to talk to me and talk a little bit about the Walton Raiders, a little bit about your season. I know you're not that far, man, from a 1,000-yard season. You already got 10 touchdowns, so I know you'll probably hit that mark here soon. Good luck the rest of the way, man. I'll definitely be cheering you guys on, and thanks so much for coming on and just good luck this season, man. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for all the kind words. Really appreciate it. And we're gonna make sure that we, just keep dominating. We got you in our corner. We got you. We got your back. And so we're gonna make sure that we keep dominating. And thank you for having me.
Anytime, man. Appreciate you so much.
All right.
All right, guys. So there goes Cameran Loyd, Walton wide receiver. A lot of fun, man, talking to him. Underrated guy. Just so good, man, just to see him get his worth due, right? This guy works hard, second in receiving last year, busts his butt. You just saw how grounded and humble and how he approaches the game and how serious he takes it and just the leadership. And that's what I love, right? He's getting the praise, but he's not changing who he is. He's being the same person day in, day out. He's taking the same approach day in, day out. And Walton has leaned on him, heavily, right? Obviously, Hunter Chill was the leading receiver last year. Wyatt was doing his thing. Wyatt's hurt, though. Wyatt has a broken hand. But Cam has stepped up big for that group. Over almost 900 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns. Craig pointed out a great stat. That North Cobb game when they was trailing that we talked about a lot today. 4 catches, 196 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's already been clocked at 22 miles per hour running a route. I mean, just incredible, man. So he's been a fun to watch. Hopefully, man, we'll get to see them potentially in the state championship. 7A is going to be a lot of fun. And Walton's always fun to kind of watch. I know they got this signing day coming up in December. Shout out to Miss Helinski if you're watching for inviting me and Craig to that. Definitely going to probably try to show up and just cover that. Just love to see those senior players and see where they're going to place their college ball next and on the next level. So shout out to them. I know it was a little longer than expected, but, man, that was a lot of fun. I always enjoy talking to players. But we're going to take a quick short break, thank our sponsors, and be back on the other side with Tell the Tape.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
All right, welcome back, guys. We are back with Tell the Tape. Today we're going to look at a linebacker from Alpharetta. They got a big-time game this weekend. They're playing Blessed Trinity. If they win, they are in position to potentially play and get a region championship against Roswell the following week. That region's been good. Blessed Trinity has a really good group. Brooks Goodman, Bryce Lewis is finally a 3-star player. Zion McKenzie, David Jacobs, who's a heavily recruited player, freshman class. So that's going to be an interesting game to see who comes out on top. But without further ado, let's just roll this tape, man. I mean, I just really impressive. The first thing I'm going to say before I get all my takeaways, Swiss Army knife. But let's go ahead and roll it without further ado and look at it. All right, first 5 games of the season. Here he is right here, busting through the line, making a big play right there. TFL, easy money right there. Okay, here he is right here. And watch throughout this whole tape how he moves around. Boom. Get off me. Big time sack right there. TFL yet again. All right, here he is. Boom. Look at him come downhill right here. Look at him wait. Boom. Explode. Knife through. Look at that play. Oh, my goodness. We got an instant replay. So to break this down, right, does a good job. And you're seeing the versatility of his game. Look at him come down, right? Look at him read it. Look at this. I guess you could say, I don't know if that's the tight end or if that's the right tackle. Look at him whiff. Boom. Knife through that. I'm getting double teamed. Get off me. And he forces a fumble on the same play. That's incredible, man. That's 2 blocks, and you force the fumble. Now, boom, you're going to see him again. Look at him read it. Boom, look at him explode. I mean, goodness gracious. Right here again. Boom, look at him use his hands. Get off me. Boom, I'm going to the quarterback, making a big-time, play right there. Big-time tackle right there. Here he is again. Look at him wait, read, look at him explode. Boom. Right there, easy money, big-time tackle. Boom, look, not wasting any time. Boom, in the slot. Boom, look at that head. Good, almost took his head off. I mean, look at it. Look how fast he's moving. Goodness gracious. All right, here he is again. Look at him. Take that. Boom. Get off me. Big-time offensive lineman from Milton. Same thing here. Look at him read the play. Explode. Big-time hit. This is against Jefferson right here. Look at him come downhill. Explode. Nice wrap-up tackle. All right. Let's see. Boom. Good job just finishing the play right there. Here's again. It's another game against Cambridge. Look at him just knife through. We're going to slow it down. Slow it down for me, Craig. Go back a little bit. Just want to break that down. All right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Okay. So watch this play, y'all. So look at the left guard. Look at him just squeeze his body through him. And look at him just kind of knife through him. That's why I said Swiss Army knife. Look at him knife through the left guard like he's nothing and blow up this play. Boom. Knife through. Boom. Look at that. Nowhere. That's open. Look how big of a hole that is. Go back, Craig. I'm going to pause. I want the audience to see how big of a hole that is before he blows it up. Right there. If Ashton doesn't make that play, look how big of a hole it is that the offensive line created with the left tackle knocking out that defender. That's potentially a big gain. That's 10, 15 plus yards. Look at Ashton knife through, absolutely disrupt the play and stop it in his tracks. He's the only one there. And then his team comes. That's phenomenal. Same thing. Reading the read option. Getting a good block shed. Stopping him right in his tracks. Boom. It's coming downhill. Nice tackle right there. Look at him read the screen. Get off the block. Boom. Stop him right in his tracks. Okay, against Milton. Look at him stuff Luke Nickel. Luke Nickel is 6'4", 6'5". I mean, he absolutely just blew up that play. That's not an easy tackle. Same thing. It's TJ Lester right here. Good job seeing it, reading it, coming downhill. Boom. Look at him. Cover real well right here. Okay, boom. Let me go get the quarterback. Nice job right there. Okay, you're going to see him on the edge right here. Look at him read the play. Boom. Stuff it up right up there in the middle. Okay, now this is against Sammy Brown. This is a 5-star prospect. Boom, let him slow. Look at him get to the edge, slow him down. Same thing. Screen play, look at him come downhill. Stop him in his tracks. Nope, nowhere. Heavily touted. Same thing right here. Look at this. Look at him blow up the play. Incredible. All right, now watch the effort. Pause it for me, Craig. I want to go back and just show the audience the effort on this play. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna just have you pause it. Okay, let him get through. Pause. Ashton is all the way in the back. Look what this is going to turn to. Look at the effort. I'm just talking about effort from Ashton on this play. Look at him continue to go. Look at this big block coming right here from Esley. Take him out the play. Look at him stay there. If he's not there, that's a bigger game. Great effort. Coming downhill. Get him from behind. Big time tackle. Here he is again. Reads it. Get off me. Boom. Look at that hit. Big time. Same thing here. This is big time play right there. Look at him get at his heels, get him downhill. Boom. I mean, he's not wasting any time. And I'm going to have you go back at that one too. I mean, now, that play, pause for me, Craig. Now, the explosion on this play is just next level. Now, he doesn't get the quarterback because he does a good job reading it, but you can tell Ashton's watching film. He's like, okay, I know what's coming. It's going to be either the running back or the quarterback's going to get it. He just blows up the play. If he gets it to the running back, that's a TFL. That's a -5 yards, potentially even a fumble. Look at him just read it and blow up the play. Boom. Almost took his head off. Goodness gracious. I mean, that's some impressive film, man. If you guys want to go back and look and get an update, go back to last spring/summer when I talked about Ashton and look at his game today. Again, I don't know how the kid's not ranked. I don't know what else he needs to show. The kid, just to talk about his offers, has offers from Texas, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Indiana, and just picked up an HBCU from Florida A&M. Now, my takeaway, I'm sure you have some good ones, Craig. Swiss Army knife. You see it throughout the Hudl tape. Coach Curvin's moving him all over the field, right? He's playing outside backer. He's rushing. He's playing all over. And the thing that stands out that we talked about last time was his first step. His first step looks faster, right? And then his game looks more refined. He looks like he's more in a groove. Like he knows what's going on. He knew it before, but he just looks like he's studying film and he knows what the offense wants to do. So I can tell he's just a film study warrior. He's staying in that film. And then he talked about a piece of his game he wanted to work on. He said was tackling. And you're seeing it, right? He's stuffing Luke Nickel, who's 6'4", 6'5". That's not an easy thing to do. He's tackling Sammy Brown, who's a 5-star prospect. Big. What did he squat? 500 pounds? Sammy did over summer? 550. He's stuffing him. I mean, I don't know what else are we looking for? He's gotten way better with his tackling compared from freshman year to now. He already got a beat on what you're doing. His tackling is better. He's great at rushing the quarterback and creating havoc and negative plays. I mean, this kid is just different. I mean, like I said, disruptive. We didn't see a whole lot of coverage in this film compared to the other one. That's the only part I'm curious about. I just want to see where has he got from coverage. We've seen that one play, he took it away, made the quarterback have to run the ball. But I just want to see how has that progressed. The rest of his game, off the charts. I mean that's his next level stuff. He's gotten so much better than compared to what he was before, and he was good before. He's great now. And the scary part, he still got 2 more seasons after this one, and he got Alpharetta right there. So I mean that's scary. And Coach Moore, Alonzo Moore, I don't want you to feel offended by this, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but I think on the next level, his game translates to an edge outside linebacker. And that's no disrespect. I just think, like, he reminds me of a Micah Parsons, what he's doing in the NFL. Moving all over the field and being disruptive. Just you can move him to the left end, the right end, the slot, the corner. He could do so many things well. And I hope that's not a knock. That's me praising him. Like, that's how impressed I was watching through his film. He can knife through blocks. He's shedding through blocks with ease. He's lighting up the ball carrier. I mean, this kid is elite, man. And I think it's going to be sooner rather than later he gets ranked. His film's just off the charts, jumps off to me. And I think on the next level, that's what he's going to project as outside linebacker / rusher. If you just look at his film, college coaches are going to have a field day. Wherever school he goes to, hey, man, we need to use you all over the field. You can do so many things well. You're versatile. I mean, that was just an amazing tape. I appreciate him sending that over to me. That was a lot of fun to watch. We got one more to look at before we wrap.
That's who he reminds me of.
Oh, you said Rennie Curran?
Yeah, the way he can just meet him and stand him up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Craig said Rennie Curran. I said a little bit of a mix of Micah Parsons. I like that comparison, though, too. But incredible. But we got one more guy we're going to look at. This is the right guard for Stoneman Douglas High School out in Parkland, Florida. We're going to look at his tape real quick. But I just think he's great at finishing blocks. I got a little bit of a recommendation, but pretty good tape. But we're going to roll that real quick. All right, so just watch the right guard, number 70. Good job right here, finishing the block, getting them out of the play. It's a little hard to see. Okay, there's the arrow. Okay, look at him kind of go up the field. Boom, right there, boom. Good job pass protecting right there. Completely negates the defender, doesn't let him get close to the quarterback. Same thing, right guard position. Boom, good job sticking them right there. Finishing the block, you see right there, taking them to the ground. We did a little instant replay. Just watch the right guard. See that? That's where the arrows are. 1, 2, boom, good job engaging, staying, not holding. Boom, pushing them, finishing them to the ground, finishing through the play. That's great. Great effort right there from him. Class of 2025, by the way. All right, we got a little motion. Same thing. Boom. Look at him finish the play. Great job right there. Boom, same thing right there. Look at him take on those 2 defenders right there. Keep driving, keep driving. Boom. Look at him slam him down, finish the block. Boom, good double team block inside. Completely negate the defender, can't get close to the quarterback. Boom, right, good job right here. And you see every time he's finishing the block down, negating the defender, not even getting close. Boom, good job right here. Double team block. Look at the defender right there. Keep pushing him out of the way. And then look at the awareness right here. Boom, look at him get in, start pushing. Bigger game for the offense. Same thing, good job getting to the second level. Right there, you guys see it. Look at him finish the block. Completely get him out of the play. Same thing, right there. Getting the defender out, double team block, getting him out of the way. You know, that's it. All right, so my takeaways. Great at finishing blocks. Goes all the way to the stop of the whistle. From the clip I've seen of pass protection, not allowing a lot of pressure, can take the defender out of the play. I think he's excellent at double team blocking. I think the next level is, and even with coaching, just hitting that block double team, negating the defender, getting to the second level, right? Because once you get that defensive tackle, defensive end out of the play, and you open up that big hole, you get to the second line of defense. Guys, a lot of the times, if you're a safety, you do not want no large guard tackle coming downhill and about to block you. You don't want to see that. So I think that's the next part of his game that'll be good. I think he's very athletic. It's a great first step. I think the part that I want to see is just having and creating bigger holes, right? Obviously, you know, there was holes that he's finishing off the blocks, but creating bigger run lanes, I think, for his running back, I think would be key as well. And just continue to improve the lower body strength, right? We've seen him squat. I've seen some of his videos squatting over 450 plus pounds. But I just say lower body because if he starts to get that right, and I'm going to incorporate footwork in this take as well. If he gets the footwork, we've seen him finish the blocks. But sometimes when you're blocking guys and you're going up, sometimes your feet are kind of, you know, still on you a little bit. They'll kind of be, you know, you'll kind of be stuck in place. If he starts being able to get with just, I think, working a little bit of agility drills and then just start chopping his feet, chop, chop, keep going, keep chopping, keep negating the defender out of the way, I think that's when he's going to unlock another just element of his game that'll just be different. And, you know, you see those plays where the guard or the tackle, they're going forward. And a lot of the plays, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it, Craig, with like Alex Payne's or Josh Petty, right? They're completely, in their clips, they're completely negating the defender completely out of the play. Now, he's doing that. He's finishing his blocks. But, I mean, opening up, getting a big hole, chopping his feet, negating them out, moving to the second level, and then getting the next defender as well. It just opens up bigger lanes. I think that'll help him a lot going forward, too. But pretty good film. But I think if he works on that, just continue to do agility drills, continue working his footwork. He's very athletic. But I think with just chopping his feet a little bit more, being able to get to the second level of defense, I think he'll start getting colleges to look more at it. But impressive film. It was nothing bad that I saw. But I think that's the part where he can start getting a little bit more eyes on him. All right, let's keep going. I want to show some praise to underrated player from Alpharetta. We mentioned Alpharetta earlier with Ashton Moore. Got to give a shout out to my guy, Sean Wilson, man. He's balling out this season. Last game against Johns Creek, 4 catches, 142 yards, and a tutty. Big-time game for him, averaging, I think it was about 30 yards a catch. This season, 39 catches, 777 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He's been a weapon in the passing game. And Craig, as you know, this is a guy I was talking up all season, right before the season started. Just Alpharetta, a player to watch, player to keep your eye on, Sean Wilson. And he's been doing that. He's been a weapon for them in addition to Ethan Barber. Both of these guys have over 700 yards receiving. The big tight end who's committed to Georgia, Ethan Barber, and him. They're a great tandem in that offensive attack for the Alpharetta Raiders. They're very dangerous. They're very, very good. I think they're potent and they're special, man. So I just want to give him a shout out. He's not talked about enough. I think he's doing a fantastic job, and he's been really great all season long. So just want to give some shout out to an underrated player that doesn't get talked about enough, Sean Wilson. All right, let's go to top games for this week. Craig just came out with his top 30. Some of those games will be featured on Friday night as well, just with games to keep an eye on. Last week, now y'all can come for me. All right, I'm not gonna lie. Last week I wasn't good. I was 0-3 in my picks. Okay. I got them all wrong, okay? So I do 3 games a week. I miss Jonesboro. I miss Newton. That's on me. Look, man, when you make prediction, guys, you can't get them all right, okay? It's impossible. It's not going to happen, you know. But I've had some weeks that have been better than others, right? I called the Mill Creek game them beating Buford, right? I called the Walton beating Buford last year. You can't get them all right, okay? But nonetheless, we got 3 games I want to kind of take a closer look at and kind of talk about. Monday's Mill, Woodward Academy. It's a big-time game, right? This is a battle for the region title. Woodward Academy is coming off a big win. Lucas Farrington rushed for 127 yards and a touchdown. Josiah Abdullah had 5 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. Big-time game. That offense is potent. They scored 29 points in that big-time win. And it's tough to stop, right? And I think they just have so many playmakers. We talked about Farrington. We talked about Abdullah. They also got Ben Grice, who's committed to Wake Forest. They got Landon Walker, who's their quarterback, who's been having a big-time season. He had over, I think, 70, 80 yards rushing at the quarterback spot. So Woodward can beat you in a lot of ways. I think the thing, though, is, and I want to give some credit to Monday's Mill, is they're better than what people give them credit for, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. Listen to the stat line. In 2 of the games this season, they have produced shutouts, right? In 5 of the 8 games, they have held opponents to 10 points or fewer. Now, that is getting it done. They, on defense, they don't get enough love, they don't get enough credit, but they're doing a phenomenal job of just shutting down opponents, giving the ball back to the offense, and letting them go to work. So I think this is going to be an intriguing game, a kind of a battle between these 2 teams, who comes on top. Again, I think it's going to be a better game than people think or give it credit for. And I think Monday's Mill got some athletes to matchups as well. So this game is going to be interesting. Nonetheless, I'm going to roll with Woodward Academy. I think they come out on top. I think it's a big-time game, and I think they get the win. But I think Monday's Mill is going to make this a game, make it intriguing, make it fun, make sure it's a back-and-forth affair. I think it will be a lot of fun between these 2 teams. All right, next game I got. Jones County, Warner Robins, right? This will be another good one. Again, for a region championship, Judd Anderson faces his former team. He was just playing at Jones County last year, doing this thing with them, committed to Miami, and it's a region championship on the line. Imagine facing your former team for the first time, and you got a region championship on the line and a #1 seed. That's big time, man. So this is going to be a great game. Might see a little bit of bad blood. We'll see. But I don't think it gets much bigger than that. It's a lot on the line in this game. Now, Warner Robins struggled out the gate. I believe they were like 2-4, 2-3, really struggling offensively. But they've turned it around, right? They've won 3 consecutive games. The offense is back on track and clicking and rolling. They have put up 27-plus points in their last 3 games. They got it rolling, man. They're playing some good ball, undefeated in the region still. The question is, can the offense keep it rolling against this really good Jones County defense, right? Jones County can sack the passer. They got a player on the roster who has 5 sacks this season. Jones County also got ball hogs, right? 12 interceptions this season. So if you're careful and you leave that ball lingering up there and just hanging up there, they're going to get the ball. So I think that's an intriguing storyline to watch for in this one as well. And then of those 12 interceptions, 5 of their players have multi-interception seasons already. You got Jacob Skinner, who has 4, Roderick Freeman, who has 3, Javion Butts, who has 2, Zach Hurt, who has 2, and then Tashawn Lattimore, who also has 2. So they're having a big-time season, man. And then offensively for Jones County, you got to watch out for Tyler Stewart, right? Stewart has been a weapon in the passing game. Obviously, Zion Reagans gets a lot of the credit to Oklahoma. Maybe we'll talk about him in a second. But Stewart, 793 yards receiving, and he has 14 touchdowns. Yeah, you heard that right. 14 touchdowns. He's averaging about 2 touchdowns per game. So they got a lot of different ways they can beat you. He's one of them, obviously. But, I mean, Reagans hasn't been talked about a lot this season. He's not having that dominant statistical season that he usually has with 391 yards and 5 touchdowns. But still, both of those guys are problems. So it's going to be interesting to see how Warner Robins looks defensively, if they can cause issues and trouble. But I'm going to roll with Warner Robins. I think they win this game. I think it'll be a close one. I think it'll be interesting between both teams. It should be a fun one. Should be interesting to see who comes out on top. But that's the one I got. And then the kicker, I'm sure Craig is going to talk about this one tomorrow, but Grayson Archer, man. Big-time game. It's a tough one, man, but I think I'm going to roll with Grayson. I like Archer. I got to see if their quarterback's going to come back. I think that's where it kind of stands for me. I think if Jordan Doe is in there and you can use – obviously, William Wallace can do it and he can pass the football, but if you can use him more so as a weapon offensively, as a kind of a threat in the receiving game along with Jonathan Stafford, I like that more than potentially him playing quarterback, because I feel like although he could do it in the running game, he can pass the football well. I just like him better at the receiver position. That's just my personal opinion. So that's kind of why I'm going with Grayson. I think Grayson has great athletes. Of course, we'll talk about that in a second too. But I think I got to see who's going to be the starting quarterback. And Craig is going to actually do the interview tomorrow with both coaches. So I'm sure that's going to be kind of the topic of the session and see who's going to ask.
Clip week 1 that went viral on ESPN, him at receiver.
Exactly. Yeah, him. Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen that play, Craig brought up a great point. The ESPN clip that we had on our air that they took, him just locating the football, falling down, tapping it to himself, and coming down and catching it. Craig brought up a great point. I just feel like he's better at that position. He's great at quarterback, but their offense, I think, flows better when they got him on receiver position. So we're going to see. That's going to be a big question tomorrow. I'm sure Craig is going to ask, in that one. And then defensively for Archer, he mentioned Devon Donaldson. He mentioned a couple other guys too, but that name stands out to me. He talked about how impressive he's been this season. But I want to see defensively, can they slow down? Can they stop those weapons? Grayson got some dogs, right? They got Colin Fox, the UCF commit. They got Alexander Sanchez, who could beat you with the short, intermediate, deep routes. And then they got the jump ball, the 50-50 goal ball, can beat you over the middle of the field, can take a screen and take it to the house. And John Senior. So it's like they got so many weapons. Like, can Archer match up with them? Defensively, just with the secondary. That's my biggest question kind of going into this game. We talked about offensively the storyline, and obviously that's a big one. But defensively, can they slow down those weapons? And then you can't sleep on a rushing attack for Grayson. That's another key for me for them offensively. Getting Dylan Elder going, getting Amari Austin going. And they just have 4 players who just received Central Michigan offers just this past week. So these guys will come in. They're going to be ready to play. They still got a lot to play for. Still potentially a region title, especially after Newton lost to Parkview. So you're going to see some big hitting. And I didn't even mention the 5-star prospect Tyler Atkinson as well on the defensive side of the ball. But starting since he's a freshman, had a big-time freshman year. He's going to be key in this game as well. But I think it's going to be interesting to see for them. And I think Grayson, you got to be able to run the football and set up those deep shots downfield. They've done it all season long with Jeff Davis, hitting John Senior or Alexander Sanchez, running the rock early and often with Dylan Elder and Amari Austin, and then hitting the deep ball. So that's going to be a good one. And another intriguing matchup, Grayson offensive line versus the Archer defensive line. Walt Claire Flynn going against that defensive line. Kanan Edwards is a guy you got to kind of keep your eye on and see what he does as well. Who wins that matchup up front? Who dominates in the trenches between those two teams? Going to be interesting. Nonetheless, in a close game yet again, I'm taking Grayson. Got to see if Jordan Dew is going to be able to play. That's my biggest storyline. And we'll see who comes out on top. But that's what I got. We're going to take one more short, quick break, thank our sponsors, and conclude with top 10 headlines for the weekend.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
All right, welcome back. Closing segment of the show. Top 10 headlines for the weekend presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Let's go ahead and get into it. Number one, I want to get some love to softball. State championship tournament's going on right now. Got to get some love to Haley Barrett. She hits a walk-off homer to lead Mill Creek to victory against North Paulding. Big-time game for her. Mill Creek, they have a game actually coming up. We're actually playing right now. I'm not sure it said TBD, to be determined, but big-time win for her last night. With a walk-off homer to lead her team to the next round. Big-time game for Haley Barrett to lead her team for the Mill Creek Hawks. All right, that's number one. Number two, this was mentioned to me by Craig. Got to give him some love for this one. Two guys making the mark on the field and playing for both Cobb County teams. Marquavis Sabor, the Kell safety, 5'11", 175 plus pounds. He's committed to Cincinnati. And Daniel James, the star cornerback from McEachern High School, also committed to Cincinnati. So it's kind of cool to see these two Cobb County players going to be teammates next season at Cincinnati. Really cool story there. Sabor is a big-time safety, a hard hitter, great ball skills, great in coverage. And then James is a 3-star recruit as well, has great ball skills. Both are just fun to watch and see what they're able to do. So both are great athletes, both are great players, both do a lot for their teams. So I just think that part is interesting as well. They're doing and having a phenomenal season for their programs. It's going to be 2 players to watch next college football season, especially as we expand to 12 teams. So that'll be interesting to watch. But 2 guys having an impact in Cobb County. Number 3, got to be Bryce Clavon, committed to UGA baseball. Clavon's one of the best players in the country, right? And he's one of the best players probably in a while. And, you know, he's played in numerous circuits, played in a perfect game of Georgia. He played for the USA baseball team while the football season was going on, missed 3 games. Kel was able to hold down the fort with Kamari Nix being the quarterback, was a former quarterback at Sprayberry. But it's just an incredible player, man. I really wanted to see him play football on the next level as well, but you got to go with what's obviously best for you. Hopefully, maybe he'll still be able to, but, I mean, going to play for UGA, that's big. They're getting a great player, great shortstop. He could do a lot of things well. Big-time prospect. Wouldn't be surprised if after next year, his first year playing with UGA, you know, he's potentially drafted and they want to get him. I mean, he's that good. Literally, go check his tape. So he's going to be fun to watch this season for the Kel Longhorns, trying to lead them to a state title. All right, number 4. This is just the power of exposure. And just the crazy thing is, this guy, he didn't even have like a 400 or 500 or 600-yard game, right? He just did everything within the system, and he performed well, hit his receivers, and had a good game, right? He didn't have to have these astronomical numbers for this to happen to him. And that's Shane Throgmorton, right? Last week, he was invited to the 2024 National Combine in San Antonio, Texas by NBC, by the All-American team. And he was recently also named to top overall recruits in Georgia by ESPN in the 2025 class. So you want to talk about raising and elevating your stock? Throgmorton has done that. He beat a nationally ranked team in Buford. It was number 6 according to ESPN. I think they were in the top 10 for Max Preps. And I think High School Football America, they was high as number 2 or number 3. So beat a really good team. And now he's on the radar, right? He's on the radar for several college programs, including Georgia Tech. And he's even on the national radar in terms of recruits. So that's just getting it done. That goes to show you if you have a good game on TV, and especially any of these platforms, the Peachtree Sports Networks of the world, the GPB, the ESPNs, just having a good game, that could potentially take you a long way. We've seen it earlier this year in the first game of the season, right? It's so cool to see this. Justice Savage, right? He had a big-time game. Nobody was talking about him, underrated. But just Coach Boone talked about how he put his head down, or how he always worked. And after that game, he gets an Indiana offer. And guess where he just committed recently? Indiana, Power 5 program. That's stuff you love to see. And it just goes to show you, just keep putting your head down, keep working. When you're able to get that opportunity and exposure, take advantage. And you see it's paying it off. Paid off for Throgmorton, and it obviously paid off for Justice Savage. So I wanted to give them a shout-out as well. Number 5, Braden Tyson, the star running back, freshman, 6'2", 215, out of Brookwood for the Broncos. He just signed a deal with a future phenom athlete, big-time NIL deal. Crazy part is Tyson's only a freshman, right? But he's already received major offers, already on the national radar. So I think this is great for him. Offers going to continue to roll in. And it's what's so cool is he's only a freshman, so he's going to be able to take full advantage of the NIL in high school. My base of it, basically, as long as you don't use the school logo, you're not on the school property, and you're not using but just your team's uniform or anything like that, I think for the most part, you can sign pretty much any deal. As long as you don't have team merch, you're not at a team facility, or you're not on the team field, or anything like that, you can pretty much sign any deal you want. So he's going to be take full advantage of it, and it's going to be pretty sweet for him. He's going to be make some good money. So that's always exciting to see. Now I got to give some love to head coach Kareem Reed, who locked in his 50th career win. He's at McEachern, really turned them around. They were 0-4, right? They're 5-4 with the region championship now under their belt. They're the number 1 seed come playoff time. We'll host 2 playoff games at home. Doesn't get much better than that. That's big time for them. Led them on a phenomenal run and got them playing really at a high level. Number 7, Daniel Carnegie. She just committed to Georgia Tech, star guard, formerly of Rockdale County, but now she's at Grayson now, Craig. So they're going to be a big time team. I think in Spiel's rankings they were number 1. So I mean, you land a prospect like that, and I think she's a 4-star according to ESPNW as well. So you land that kind of a prospect, you gotta be feeling pretty good. She was their leading scorer last year. So Grayson getting some fire talent, man, and she's gonna be a big time presence for that program, and they're gonna be a team to watch for out there in 7A. I know Norcross is gonna be there. We'll see how Brookwood looks. They lost their superstar last year. I know they got Osho coming back, but they won't have their star player who's committed to Ohio State and going to play there this season. So that's gonna be an interesting storyline to watch for. Number 8, kind of my headliner, Travis Terrell announced his top 10 and commitment day for December 13th. Here's his top 10. Middle Tennessee, James Madison, who's nationally ranked right now, number 25, playing some of the best football right now in the Sun Belt Conference. USF, Jackson State, Western Kentucky, Georgia Southern, Austin PA, UAB, UConn, and University of Massachusetts. And what's so cool about Terrell is Terrell won our Defensive Player of the Game. He was a star talent just in the game when they played Kennesaw State at the Corey Kell Classic. Just had a phenomenal performance, 167 yards rushing. Had a pick, I thought, that they took away. I think it was a pick 6 too even, but it ended up taking away for a penalty. But the guy's just all over the field, man. He just does everything you ask him. Head coach Maurice Dixon talked about how much he loves his game and how much he just appreciates him as a player and a person. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to try to attend. I know he goes to Creekside out there in Fairburn. Just want to give him some love and support. I've always enjoyed covering him, and that's big time. One of these programs going to get a really phenomenal player that is no BS, puts his head down, and works every single day. So that's major. That's my headliner. Travis Terrell announcing his top 10 and his commitment day for December 13th out in Fairburn. All right, number 9, 2024 standout, Josh Hill from Wheeler commits to Arkansas State. This is their highest ranking commit in program history. Think about that. 6'10 frame, big time mismatch, got a handle, can get to the cup, can shoot the ball well, very efficient shooter, can handle it well, has a nice inside game too, man. So they're going to be fun to watch this year. Obviously, Wheeler's going to lose some of their pieces. Ayrton Page, obviously Isaiah Collier, who's at USC. So it's going to be interesting to see. He's going to be a big part of their team this year. You know, can they get back to a state championship this season in a pretty crowded 7A program, in 7A classification this year? With got Grayson to worry about, McEachern, can't sleep on Newton. Norcross will be right back there. So 7A is going to be interesting yet again. But Arkansas State lands their highest ranking commit in school history with Josh Hill, big time signee right there. All right, number 10 to close us out, former Grovetown star Darion Reed, who was a big time in their playoff run last year. He's now at Prolific Prep, if you didn't know. That is out in California. He's going to announce his commitment decision this Saturday, I believe in the evening. Here's why this is so big. His top 3 is in the South. So it's kind of crazy to think he was in Georgia last year, then goes to California, and obviously going to play with some great players, Tyron Stokes, AJ Diambasta. But the top 3 schools, they're in the South. So basically, in one way or another, he's going to be coming back home almost in a sense. Alabama's not that far from Georgia. That's one of his top teams. Georgia's on there as well, the University of Georgia in Athens. He went to school here, played ball here, and then the other school is Florida State. So I think it's so interesting to see kind of he went out west, but he's going to be back in the South next season. So I think that's a pretty interesting storyline as well. But he's going to announce it. One of these fortunate 3 programs, Florida State, Alabama, or Georgia's going to get his talents. So I think it'll be great. He ranks as high as number 9 overall player. That's not at the guard position. That's not at the point guard or the small forward or the power forward. But number 9 overall player in the ESPN Top 100. That's big time. I'm sure he's going to be fun to watch for Prolific Prep this season. We'll see where he goes, and we'll find out Saturday night. But that's all I got for you guys today. Appreciate you tuning in and watching my interview with Cameran Loyd, Walton receiver, having a standout season, near 1,000-yard receiver, and all the topics we talked about today, tell the tapes, and all the fun stuff. So thanks so much for tuning in. Happy Friday Eve. And hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And stay tuned tomorrow at 8 p.m. for Grayson Archer, big-time region battle. One team will be one step closer to winning and hosting a region title. One team will be one step closer to having to battle for a 2 or 3 seed in that tough and crowded region that includes Parkview, Grayson, Brookwood, Newton, Archer, and some really good teams. So that's all I got. Stay tuned for Craig Show tomorrow. You're going to have Commerce head coach. They're having a great season led by Jaden Daniels, who's having a phenomenal year. So stay tuned for that. That's all I got. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.